In high school, I thought I knew exactly what college was going to be like. I thought it was going to be similar to what I would typically see on TV shows, movies, and even YouTube videos. I was completely wrong. Today, we're going to talk about the biggest lies I was told about college. As always, I'm joined by my producer, the forever college student, Mr. Nash Bennett.
6 years in.
Yup.
It's eight years in.
And today, we're going to jump right into it and talk about one of the biggest lies, which is the situation with the dorm bathrooms. Because my first experience with college dorm bathrooms wasn't my freshman year. It was my senior year of high school when I came up to the University of Oregon, a notoriously kind of big party school, to stay with one of my friends who was living in the dorms. My first experience there was I had woken up, I was ready to get ready for the day. I was a little bit groggy, we'd stayed up pretty late, and I walk into the dorms for the first time. Those bathrooms that are shared on the communal floor, and the first thing I saw was poop smeared on the wall.
Dang.
And which I didn't expect. Even through all of the gross depictions of college dorm bathrooms, I had never seen poop smeared on the wall. I don't know why people did that. I don't know. I didn't think that would be the common thing in those bathrooms, but it was. And along with that were paper towels everywhere. People were not throwing them in the trash cans, and just beer cans sitting out on the sinks, which is disgusting. You would think they would clean these.
I mean, I will say not too hard to come by in the city of Eugene overall. Yeah,
true. And we'll get back to Eugene in a little bit, but my first experience after that one situation, my senior year of high school, was in my own freshman year college dorm bathroom, which was beautiful. It was amazing. Because I was at the dorms at Portland State University, and there, every person gets their own individual bathroom to share with their roommate. So I had my own shower, my own toilet, my own sink. No poop smeared on the walls unless I was in a really bad mood. It was amazing. It was beautiful. And then I thought maybe it was just a fluke to see that one UO bathroom disgusting that day. Maybe there had been a massive party and everyone just made it terrible. So I went back to the University of Oregon because my other friend had started going there his freshman year of college, and I wanted to visit him. I wanted to say what's up. That night, we went out for food, and we went to Whole Foods because we're broke college students. We couldn't go out to eat, and I was locked in on my gym grind. I wanted to get my protein, so I got everything with the most protein possible I could find, and I kept eating it until my stomach hurt so badly it felt like there was a balloon growing inside of it, and I had to waddle myself to that bathroom. In that bathroom, there were three toilets. One of them was broken. The two others covered in pee, head to toe. All of the seats, it looked like even the handle had pee all over it. So, me, being a notoriously shy bathroom goer, I don't poop in public toilets. I'm too shy for it, but I had to this time because they don't have the luxury of private bathrooms. So I had to wipe it off, lay down some toilet paper that I could sit down, and I had to do my business in there. But then somebody walked in and started playing ambient noise while they got ready for bed, which made the whole situation significantly more uncomfortable because it is a very, very, very echoey bathroom. And I, being so embarrassed, started to go on my phone to watch something because I wanted to drown out the noise, because that ambient noise was not loud enough for it to drown out the noise of me going to the bathroom. And because I was so embarrassed and nervous to play anything that the person who was playing ambient noise would think was weird, I didn't want to go on my actual normal feed in case some embarrassing video came up. I thought about the most normal thing to look at. So for 2 hours, I sat in there and I played Family Guy YouTube shorts.
No way.
Full volume on my phone as I tried to go to the bathroom. It was the most disgusting, worst experience of my entire life.
That's the thing you thought would be the most normal?
Yes, Family Guy funny moments are like the most normal thing. I don't even watch Family Guy. I honestly don't like the show very much, but I thought it was pretty normal. And I thought that was better than playing some like embarrassing reels.
But the purpose of doing it was to mask the sound of you peeing?
No, okay, I was pooping, if we're being honest,
Okay.
guys.
All right.
So it was to
Number
mask the sound of that,
Okay.
which is
So-
kind of disgusting.
Yeah. Wait, so this is a public bathroom?
Yes, this is the dorm bathrooms.
Oh, this is the dorm bathrooms.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So this person was someone else that lived in your unit?
Someone else that lived in my friend's unit at the University of Oregon.
Oh, okay.
It was absolutely disgusting,
Wow.
and that situation never got better. I went to visit this friend many times. The bathrooms in that dorm never got better. It was always covered in pee, and one was always broken. And on top of all of that, they had a shower situation where it was just a thin curtain dividing all of the showers. And one thing that you would frequently hear in there is people getting it on in those showers,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
which is disgusting. So I think it definitely varies on the whole college dorm bathroom situation. I've been to some other great college dorm bathrooms. There's my girlfriend's, hers got cleaned every single day. I think it got cleaned twice a day, actually. That one was beautiful, super clean. There were individual bathrooms that you can go in and lock, and you would have your own individual shower at the time. You wouldn't have to deal with other people coming in while you shower. I think the college dorms, the bathrooms vary a lot more than people think. I think people think that all of them are just bad but not terrible. I personally think it's either absurdly bad or just pretty good.
Okay.
What was your experience like in a college dorm bathroom? Were you ever in the college dorms?
So my story is not exactly a bathroom like gross story, but this is just a gross dorm story at large. It's a little foggy in my head. I don't remember exactly how it all came together, but I know that it was in some way all of my dorm roommates had all, one way or another, landed in the apartment drunk. And it, like, the night went through. I think a lot of us like fell asleep on the couch. Like, we don't know what happened. But I just remember waking up in the morning and walking out to the kitchen, and it smelled horrible. Like the most horrid smell I've ever smelled in the kitchen for some reason, right? And I'm just like, what happened, right? Because I was a little hungover. Everyone was like laid on the couch. Like, it was just one of those nights.
Another poop on the wall situation.
And I'm like, so I kind of follow the smell, and in the sink there's dishes, and over the top of the dishes is vomit.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is bad, but there's one roommate that we all were like, it had to have been this person.
Yeah.
Due to other habits and cleanliness things that had happened throughout the night.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we all like were drunk the night before.
So you couldn't figure out who it was. You were all too drunk.
Because every single one of us, every person that was staying in the apartment that night, were like, that was not me. And so somebody's lying is the truth.
That's crazy. Who cleaned up the throw up?
I think I did.
I actually have a very similar story. We were all staying at my friend's house, and they were all fairly drunk. Two of them were pretty drunk. One of them was asleep on the couch. The other one, sitting on the couch, stands up, throws up all over the carpet. Disgusting. He runs outside, continues to throw up outside. Comes back inside. He's so drunk, he doesn't realize he was the one that throws up on the carpet. And he starts cussing out my friend who was asleep on the couch, thinking that he was the one that did it.
Dude, that's really funny.
And that friend ended up being a bit of a frat guy in college, which brings us to our next lie I was told, which is a whole culture around frats in college.
Omega Pi Omega!
And maybe I have a unique take on this because we went to a school and are currently going to a school which doesn't have as much of a frat culture. The one frat here is unaffiliated with the university. Well, the one party frat. We have a few other academic frats. And the culture around there is a little bit different. I actually they tried to recruit me once into that frat because my freshman year, I'm new to college. I want to go check things out. I want to go see what all the parties are about. And I go to one of the frat parties. And I was trying to use the bathroom. There was such a long line to use the one bathroom they had in the entire house, which is crazy. You think they had a little bit more. And I really had to pee. So, a lot of bathroom talk on this episode. I really had to pee. So I asked one of the guys in the frat, "You guys have any other bathrooms? I'm really not trying to wait in that line, and I really have to pee." So they lead me upstairs, corner me in a room because upstairs was closed off. There's only like 10 people upstairs, and they're trying to get me to sign a bid, which is something that pledges sign. And I was like, yeah. If I could use the bathroom, could I sign it? Yeah, I'd sign it for the bathroom. And I did. I signed the bid just to use the bathroom. But that was really one of my only experiences at the frat here because there's not much frat culture here. People don't really party as much after freshman year, or it's not kind of the stereotypical movie parties you'll see in frats. Because once you turn 21, a lot of people would just rather kind of go to the bar. It's a lot easier that way. And you don't have to have a party or a house to host at and get that house all trashed and clean up afterwards. It's just so much easier to go somewhere where people are being paid to serve you drinks and paid to clean up after you. Is that kind of accurate, Nash?
Yeah, I would say PSU is a bit of a unique type of place when it comes to like going out and party culture. Like I also feel like being downtown, there's a lot of bars nearby, it's pretty easy to get to like those kind of places.
Yeah, there's clubs everywhere too. I guess the bigger cities, it's kind of a lot easier to get out of campus and do a lot of other activities because there is some more frat culture at places like the University of Oregon and other schools like ASU where you're really centered in the college campus all the time, and that's really, really all you're doing. And a lot of the videos going viral. There's a video that went viral recently of like some pledges shirtless in a basement. I have a couple friends who are in frats, and that is kind of true to some extent. And the whole thing about hard drugs being at frats is something you should be very weary about, because I know one time I was in the University of Oregon for some Halloween parties, and there was a huge story going around campus because that night the frat had gotten busted for a lot of hard drugs, and there were a lot of police involved. So definitely be cautious of that, because that can get very scary. But I think the stereotypical frat culture isn't as big at the majority of universities, and I know especially as you get into your later years and become an upperclassman, I don't think people are doing that as much. Even my friends that are in frats at big universities, once they got into their junior and senior years, they really stopped going to the frat parties as much.
I will say that like the hazing, like the really elaborate, crazy hazing and the toxic culture overall is very real at frats.
Yeah.
Especially like the big ones at bigger universities are very scary, and there's a lot of really sketchy, terrible stuff that goes on at those kind of frats.
I had a friend who, not going to say which school, I don't want to get him in trouble. He was placed in a car. They got him super duper duper drunk, like incredibly like blackout drunk, blindfolded him, drove him miles away from campus, him and a few other pledges, and then they forced them to make their way back alone, which is kind of scary and kind of insane. Yeah.
Yeah, that is genuinely insane. Like honestly, I got to say a hot take on here.
Okay.
This is a Schmitt Talk hot take. Frats are dumb.
Hot takes from Nash.
Why I think it's problematic is because it's a way to target young kids who are just fresh out of high school, 18 years old, that are just trying to find a social circle and get sort of ushered into these groups because they don't know any better and get taken advantage of.
And I think it could be very like predatory and take advantage of especially new students who really don't feel like they've found their place yet, and they feel like they need to find somewhere where they belong, or they need to feel validated, which I don't know. I think it is pretty problematic, and it can be scary. It
Join
can
a
definitely
club.
be scary. And the next scary thing we are going to talk about is professors, because I think I feel like I've seen a lot of stereotypes behind professors being really like mean, scary, and just somebody that you should fear, which is not my experience whatsoever. And I've been to multiple different universities. That was never my experience. I've never once had a professor that was scary. All my professors have been the nicest people ever, and I talk to them all the time after class. I think as long as you engage with a professor and you are active in their class, I don't think they're ever really gonna be scary.
I think one type of professor that you can run into that is a little bit scary is a like sort of egotistical professor.
Ooh, yeah.
While
I've never had that, but yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like I've seen professors that are doing it because they feel very self-important in their role and like to kind of like impose that upon students. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never had anybody like that here at PSU, but I definitely have had people like that at other schools.
My other thought with this is maybe we do have a unique perspective because me and Nash go to Portland State University where the acceptance rate is 90%. So maybe it's a bit of an easier college. But I think I'm getting a very good education here, and I think the professors I've had are amazing, and they're just nice people. I've even gotten invited to my professor's like baby shower once.
That's pretty cool. I have professors that I feel like are like my buddies.
Yeah. And I think one other thing that is common knowledge at this point, but a lie that I was told for the longest time, is that you need to know exactly what you want to do before you go into college. I think college has kind of become underrated almost because people are saying you need to know exactly what you want to do, and also it's not worth it. I think a lot of the grind set YouTubers and things like that have been posting videos talking about how college isn't worth it at all. But college is such a good place to grow and experience new things and find out what you want to do. You can try so many different things in college instead of going right into the workforce. And you could still be working in college, but you still have the opportunity to take so many classes and join new clubs to experiment other things. And you could change your major. I changed my major 5 times in college, and I even transferred to a different school from Portland State, then transferred back to Portland State because I realized Portland State had better opportunities to do what I actually ended up wanting to do, which I wouldn't have figured out without going to college. So I think college is becoming underrated, and I think you really do not know you don't need to know what you want to do. And there are so many people, we talked about it in our last video a few weeks ago, there are so many people who ended up having careers outside of what their majors are. I don't think that you need to have a set major when you get into college.
I completely agree. It's not the only option. You know, there's other ways that you can find similar things, but it should not be like shamed as like this waste of time or something. Like that's like a thing I keep hearing, is that college is wasteful. The financial aspect of it, I can see that.
No, really? Wait.
Because
are you in any loan debt, Nash?
Like ridiculous amounts. Yeah. Are you not?
Oh yeah, I am.
Okay. I was gonna say, because like it's not like it's not without its
drawbacks.
Yeah, but
dude, we could just be huffing cope right now. Like we could be coping really hard in this segment.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like there's that guy who like didn't go to college and like is 25 and owns a house because he isn't in that much debt.
Yeah.
But I think that it depends on your situation. In your sort of coming of age years and what opportunities you do have.
Yeah, and above all that, it's also just a good time. I think college is an amazing time, and it's a place where we have a lot of fun. But a lie I was told about that is that college is going to be the best time of your life. Or at least I hope that's a lie. I really hope that is a lie because I'm having the best time of my life right now, but it would be really unfortunate if I am peaking right now and everything else after that is downhill. So this is kind of a lie that I'm preemptively determining is a lie. I really hope it is a lie. I hope I am not having the best time I'm ever going to have right now. But I am having a pretty dang good time.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like college has definitely been some of the best times. I'm just getting a little worried though, because I'm out of here in like 3 months. So I hope that the best time of my life doesn't end by spring.
Dude, you have a timer on the best time of your life. everything's downhill after that.
I know. I got to strap in.
And our final myth is that you guys are subscribed, because 98% of you that watch our videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're watching this far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Nash, if they're still here, what should they comment?
Comment one thing that you were surprised about when you got to college.
Yeah.
What was like the craziest thing?
If you went to college. And if not, comment something you're surprised about that you heard in this video. Anyways, we will see you all next Sunday, and I hope all of you have an amazing week.
Hey, Mr. Schmitt. Hey, Mr. Bennett. Just want to call in. It's your boss. So proud of you guys. Keep up the good work. Love ya.